This meeting is being recorded.
Trying to get people to join in. Hi, Bola. Okay. Hi, Annie. Hi, Bola. Just confirm you can hear me. Just gonna try to increase this. So we'll just give our speaker 5 extra minutes before he joins in. Sure. Just gonna confirm. Hi, Daniel. Can you hear me? You can unmute yourself to talk or say something in the chat. I need to know. You're muted. You're muted. I see you're talking, but you're muted. If you can hear me, say something in the chat.
Hello.
Okay. Hello. How you doing? You?
Great, man. Good afternoon.
Yeah, been a while. This one you're saying good afternoon. Are you in the US?
I wish. I'm in Benin Republic.
Oh, okay. How is it going? Do you
Always
speak French?
français.
Oh, you do? Interesting.
Oui, je parle français. Bien.
Nice. Je parle français un peu.
Comment vas-tu?
Ah, je vais bien.
Qu'est-ce qui se passe, non? Et le travail?
I know you're saying something about working.
Yeah, asking you how is work?
Yeah, je travaille. How was a lot? Je travaille beaucoup.
Comment tu
Yeah.
apprends le français? À l'école?
Mon jour était bien.
Hey,
Annie, don't
let's
mind
be
me. This is my old friend.
Yeah, you
Dan.
try. It's not bad. It's not bad. It's not bad.
French was my passion before I had to go and look for money. Meanwhile, let's just give it a while for other participants to join in. So funny enough, I have two people from French-speaking country.
Wow. In this
Yeah.
group chat.
Yeah, you and Chwala. Chwala is from Douala in Cameroon, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. How long do you wait for them now?
Or just give it 5 minutes or but I think the speaker will soon be joining us. Trying to navigate between two tabs here.
So this what do you call it, the program that we are starting. Okay,
Yeah,
let's wait.
yeah. The speaker, he just said I should give him 10 minutes, so that was like 5 minutes ago. Okay, give me a sec.
All right. Yeah, I'm here. So let me join in. You listen to my voice note I sent.
Honestly, I listened to it halfway, but I was like, I was doing something about. I'll do that after this call. I'll probably.
I could have told you now, but I think I should schedule it
Oh, it's
later.
a recorded call. I'm going to send this to the participants. They'll hear about your problems. Yeah, so just give it a sec.
All right, no. Like, so they're actually going to see my face now. Let me just come and remove my video now.
Okay, you can turn off. Yeah, hi Chwala. Welcome. I was just telling I was telling Dan that I have someone else from Francophone here. Chwala, can you hear me? Mouse, who is Mouse?
Yeah, Mr. Grayman.
Oh, Favor. All right. Mute yourself. So I think as a form of introduction, we can make an intro, just so that we can get to know ourselves. So I'll go first. Hi guys, my name is Adele Greatman. A marketing professional for the last 6-7 years now, and I've been so passionate about sharing my journey and helping young professionals, grow in their career, because I was one that, was at the stage where I didn't have so much information to act and get, some of the big remote roles I've gotten today. So I've had to rough it out and talk to people to get some certain information. So I decided to share this information for free and also bring up people that have done it, in their career as well. As we know about our guests, as an introduction, Mr. Awa is someone that has been on LinkedIn. He's like a mentor to me on LinkedIn. He has over 200K followers, and he works in a US AI company as one of the directors. And he's someone that has really done it, when it comes to remote work, and I'm honored for that relationship. So he'll also be coming here to share with us detailed ways how we can replicate what he has done. And he did a free class with us on YouTube, and that was so insightful, and a lot of people wanted to get more of him, but we wanted to just make it a paid class. So it's a good thing that it's a small crowd, so it's going to be very interactive. Questions, we're going to make it as practical as possible, and I'm also going to be asking like the questions because I'm here to learn as well. Yeah. So, as an introduction, maybe we'd go one by one. Bola, you can unmute yourself and introduce yourself.
Hi everyone, good evening. My name is Bola. Um, Bola, the virtual assistant, and currently I'm working as a community manager for 100 Plus Media. It's a real honor to be part of this class, and I look forward to the wonders and insights that our hosts have for us. Nice to meet everyone.
Awesome, awesome, Bola. Good to hear your voice today. Chwala, you can introduce yourself. You can unmute and introduce yourself.
Good evening, everyone. I hope you all are doing well. I am called Fala Teres. Can you all hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, I'm called Fala Teres and I am a midwife. And I've been on LinkedIn for the past 3 years.
Okay, nice to meet you. Annie, I know you are somewhere. I don't know if you can talk. If you can't, you can just say something in the chat.
Hi everyone, my name is Annie Ben. I am a business administration professional and currently I'm working as a finance officer and just hoping to learn more on how I can scale up and improve myself in my career. Thank you.
Awesome. Favor, you can go. Unmute yourself and say something. Okay, I think Favor is somewhere you can talk. Because you can say something on the group so we can just get the ball rolling. Because you can unmute yourself.
Yeah, good evening, everyone. As you know, my name is Ngozi. I'm learning social media management at the moment and video editing, and I've been introduced to LinkedIn by to how to use LinkedIn by my community members. I'm just looking to learn more to be able to um make proper use of the social media app. Thank you.
Okay, super. That's awesome. So I think I'll just throw this question out to the class. I think Gozi already mentioned that she wants to learn more about LinkedIn and know how she can close clients. So, what about you guys? Anybody can unmute their mic, or I think you raise your hand and then I would, let you unmute your mic. What's one expectation you're looking for, in this class? And yeah, what's an expectation you're looking at? Sorry, did anybody raise his hand? All right, Chwala, you can go.
One of my expectations from this class is to literally create my profile into a lead magnet because I've been able to understand my niche, explore a variety of content. So I have basic knowledge about that, but I really want to
All right. Okay. Any other person? You can raise your hand. Okay. Since no other person, I think Mr. Awa just joined us. I know I had done one introduction earlier. Mr. Awa, nice of you to join us. We're just getting to know ourselves. A lot of us here are business inclined and social media inclined. And I think from the vast majority, they want to know how they can use their LinkedIn as a lead magnet. And So I've let them know that it's going to be as practical as possible, and they can keep their questions. And it's a good thing we're a few of us, so it's going to be very interactive. So, Mr. I'm going to give you the floor. You can start introduce yourself, and then you can just take it from there. Thank you.
Thank you, Adele. Hi, everyone. This one, everyone is actually hiding, and I'm the only one showing my face. Am I safe?
So another thing I wanted to even tell you about is, that Africa, we don't really turn on camera.
No, it's a bad thing. That is number one, red flag.
It's a US thing, actually. I worked with a US company, so it was weird for me as well, because even Chinese, they don't turn on their cameras.
Wow. You just have to turn on your cameras. At least one or two people. Daniel,
Okay,
what's up?
let me turn on mine. It's just, at home, I have to go and wear a shirt and all of
that. Hello, everyone. How you guys doing? At least if you don't turn on your videos, you guys can answer me, right? This should be an interactive class.
You're
Hello,
doing
Mr. Awa.
good.
At least not. I'm now talking to humans. Ngozi, Miles, Bola, Amazing Grace, Annie, Daniel, Teres, Choala Teres.
Choala Teres from Cameroon.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Our Cameroonian sister. It's nice having you here.
I have to clear my camera.
Oh, Adele, what's up now?
Yeah, good. So interestingly, Daniel turned on his camera, but I told him, "Oh, it's a recorded class," and he was like, "Oh, people are going to see my face." So,
A cute guy now. I can see him already.
yeah, he's in Benin Republic.
So, guys, where do I start from? I want this to be interactive. I'm going to share everything. These are like one of those master classes you see on YouTube, or let me say things you just see out there, the whole code gurus that say, oh, it's going to be easy. Nothing good comes easy. Okay. I want you to bring out your pens. I'm going to teach using my life story to make you guys know that, I'm one of you. And sorry, I had to jump in now, Adele. I've been everywhere today.
You don't have to say. I have been following your.
Everywhere today. I've been everywhere today. Like, I'm not even at home right now. That's how bad it is. I've been everywhere today. So I just said, okay, I have to jump in and do this. So, quick one. For those who don't know who I is or who I am, I'm a very jolly fellow. I want the positive vibe. I want you guys to be free, to be happy, to be good. There's no fun in here. My name is Awake Ondukwe, and I'm the ED, or let me say Executive Director for AI and Data Strategy of Activity Now, which is one of the leading tech firms in the United States. We work in the contact center space, and we've worked with the likes of Zoom, Lines, Microsoft, and more. Genesis, more of the companies you can ever think of. And I'm grateful to be the executive director. And I didn't just get there. It started from nothing. Okay. And I would say I've been on LinkedIn for the past 10 years. I joined LinkedIn with nothing. I'm gonna teach you this class it's not just gonna be about LinkedIn, it's gonna be about money, the business behind money, right? Because LinkedIn is just a tool, right? I'm gonna take you back to how the system works. I hope Adele, there's no what do they call them again? I'm free to
You're free to talk.
I'm free to talk, right? No gatekeeper. So yeah, I'm gonna start from reorientation, starting from how do we go? Starting from the origin. Yeah. So I joined LinkedIn because I was looking for opportunities, and I started with snails. That was what I started with. But before that, I had gone from restaurants to having a dredging firm, to so many things that didn't really work out. So why did I join LinkedIn? I'm sure that is why most of you joined LinkedIn. I joined LinkedIn because I was looking for how I was going to get clients from selling snails. It wasn't easy at first, but then after a while, I was able to crack the code. From selling snails, I was able to supply to Fahrenheit Hotel, Echo Hotel from snails. Connected to HRs even on LinkedIn. And from snails, I went into AI. From AI, I've started, scaling up to where I am today. So I want everyone to know in this class that you all can rewrite your story. Your journey doesn't end now. Your journey, is way ahead and you can be successful. If I could do it, you guys can actually do it. You guys can even do more, really speaking. I want you to have that mindset first. You cannot start anything if you have a negative mindset, trust me. When I joined LinkedIn, I only had my snails, an Infinix phone, and probably nothing else. I knew I had to sell those snails to survive. So would you guys definitely make it? Of course, you guys can make it, but it goes beyond LinkedIn. And that's where we're going to get started today. So stage one, what else? Stage one, foundations of wealth. I hope you guys are writing. Foundations of wealth. We need to start with where are you at the moment? You need to ask yourself that question. There are different stages of wealth, and wealth isn't a destination, it's a journey. And you need to start from what you have. We were told, I think my life started getting better when I started asking lots of questions. We were told that you go to school, you come out, you get a job, and you become wealthy, right? That's the biggest false, biggest lie ever. The way the system is built, you need to first understand how the system works. A lot of people understand how LinkedIn works, but the problem is how can I connect that with reality, how the system works in reality? And if you don't understand how the system works in reality, then you're going to get lost. It's just what it is. So we play in the system has rules. Money has rules. And that is why I always tell people, depending on your location, you need to know the kind of people you listen to. For example, what works in the United States will not work in Nigeria. True. When I started, I remember I was always watching Gary Vaynerchuk. I'm sure you guys know Gary Vaynerchuk. And I implemented everything, it did not work because what Gary V does in the United States will not work in Nigeria. They're two different systems, they're two different environments, they're two different laws, they're two different political climate and all of that. So number one thing people make mistake in is they go on YouTube, they go online, and they find this influencer with 6 packs that is in a different location, and they try to implement what was working there to what's working where you are. That is one of the mistakes that people are making. I made that mistake too. Now, you need to know that going to school, coming out, getting a job, and building wealth was all a lie. The idea for you to go to school is to come out and work for those who are actually designing how the system should work. So meaning you go to school, you come out, you still need to go and learn financial education. You're not going to see it elsewhere. And that's why I asked Adele, am I free to talk? Because I'm going to be telling you guys real shit, real stuff. I went to school, I came out, I started looking for work, looking for a job. I couldn't get it. And that was the simple truth. And the little one I got would not take me to where I want to be. So I knew something was wrong. So I had to start asking myself questions. And that's why I'm going back to what I said, the foundations of wealth. The first things first is, where are you at the moment? What do you have at the moment? Am I a student? Then where do I want to be in the next 5 years? Am I a businessman or a businesswoman? Where do I want to take this in the next 5 years? Will this business take me to where I want to be in the next 5 years? Then monetarily, where do you want to be in the next 5 years? There are different classes of wealth. So we need to actually get started from there. So when I joined LinkedIn with my snails, I knew I was broke, but then I knew I wanted to become among the high net worth individuals. And what makes you a high net worth individual? Going back to the Nigerian system, SEC, Nigerian Security and Exchange Commission, a high net worth individual is someone who has assets of over 100 to 150 million naira. Assets, not money in the bank. Assets, that's two different things. If you have money in the bank, you're still broke. It's just what it is. What's it going to get there? So based on my snails, I knew that, okay, there's poor, there's middle class, okay, there's poor, there's lower class, there's lower middle, there's high, there's, okay, yeah, then there's upper middle, right? Then you have the rich. Then you start talking about HNIs. Then you go forward. So in the ladder, my people, where are you at the moment? If you don't know where you are, then I don't know how you can even think of where you want to go. And you need to be truthful to yourself. You need to be real to yourself. The worst thing you can do to yourself is lying to yourself. A lot of people don't even know where they are at the moment on the table. And the goal of wealth is financial freedom. Freedom to travel. Freedom to work when you want. Freedom to do whatever you want. Freedom to wake up 10 o'clock and probably work 3 hours. Money is important for protection. For those who are Nigerians here, you see people saying, I was harassed by the police. You never see people who are actually high net worth themselves, I was harassed by the police, right? Money protects you. I always tell people one thing. Anyone that tells you money is not important, I'm a very simple person. Adele knows. I don't even like talking about money. But I'll tell you, if you don't need money for anything, you need it for protection, for your family. Unless you be bullied in the system. I don't drive flashy cars. I don't care about that. But the thing is, I know that my family is secured, and that is what is important to me. I know that whenever I want to travel, I can travel. I know that with money, you can make more money. So talking about assets. So where are you on the table? That's where we start from. And based on the definition of the environment you find yourself in, like I was saying in Nigeria, I just told you, for you to become a high net worth individual, for you to recognize, you need to have 100, 150 for a start in assets. Now, a lot of people come out from school and start looking for a job. School was meant to get you out and make you work for the system. Meaning, if I have a company or I have a business, I look for graduates where I can pay them money that will just be enough for them to take home and for them to come back tomorrow and take home and come back tomorrow, right? That is the route that they told all of us. Oh, go to school, you come out, then at the end of the day, just enough for, you just have to keep coming back. Because if everybody becomes financially successful, the system will crash. It's just what it is. If everybody becomes successful, then a lot of businesses cannot employ anymore. If everybody becomes financially successful and understands what they don't teach you in school, which is financial education, then trust me, we won't even have the Dangotes because nobody will be working for them. So the system needs you to be where you are go to school, come out, do your 9 to 5, 9 to 7, give you a minimum wage. I don't want to go to that word, but a minimum wage so that you will just be where you are. No matter how intelligent you are, you have a cap, a salary cap. Even if you are working for a foreign company, I don't want to know who you are. You have a salary cap. So it got me back to, so if I want to build wealth, starting from nothing, like practically nothing, being an orphan, I needed to learn what they didn't teach me in school, which is how the system works, and which is how financial education or financial management works, right? So I knew that, okay, first things first, foundation, class, I'm broke. No forming, right? And with that mentality, when I came to LinkedIn, I wasn't looking for likes. Though I was getting the likes though, but I wasn't looking for it because likes and followers won't pay your bills. As you start getting older and start having family, you need real money. You need to pay your bills. I don't know if you understand me, right? Sorry. Excuse me. Let me charge my phone.
Okay.
I'm coming. Right. So I need to follow the agenda, which I know I sent to Adele, which is first things first, foundation of wealth. Then one real truth you need to do is get a job. Get a job, upskill, get skills. Your skills are like tools in a toolbox that you need to help you build wealth. Learning LinkedIn is just one tool. Content writing is just one tool. AI is just one tool. These are different tools that you need to have to link you up into building wealth. So back then, what I had was snail farming. I knew how to sell, I knew anything about snails. So when I came on LinkedIn, the first thing I had to do is, how do I get my target audience on LinkedIn? It was business for me. I'm broke, I'm on LinkedIn, but then how do I get my target audience on LinkedIn? A lot of people come on LinkedIn and the mistake they make is they actually touch up their profile and then they start waiting for people to reach out to them. When I started LinkedIn, that used to work. I don't know if it's still working now, but it's later switched into you touch up your profile. Your profile is like a babe, a chick, you know. You dress so nice and fine to attract the right guys. How you dress as a girl depends, actually determines the kind of guy you attract, right? So if you dress classy, then you might attract classy guys. If you dress, like a harlot, sorry, then you attract some form of guys. So your profile is just dressing. But the problem is it has gone beyond just your profile being nice. How do you go out to catch? How do you go out to fish? Who are your target audience? What is your value proposition? So the questions you ask yourself, what value do I have? If I don't have this value, then I can't reach out to people because then the truth is it's transactional. If you reach out to me, you tell me you can help me save time with your skill. You can help me make more money with your skill. You can help me do this and do that with your skill. Then we can enter a negotiation table. But then the truth is LinkedIn is so saturated right now that if you still wait for people to reach out to you, then you might be waiting forever. And remember one thing, time is a very big factor. I still remember when I was 16. So when I joined LinkedIn back then, I'm trying to use my story to teach so that you can understand. When I joined LinkedIn back then, my target audience were food and beverage managers, right? Food and beverage managers in hotels. You see how I niched it down? I didn't just say anybody. F&B managers in hotels. F&B managers were decision makers in hotels, right? Meaning, if I want to sell anything, if tomato, pepper, or whatever are coming into any hotel, it has to go through the F&B managers. They are the decision makers. So when I came to LinkedIn, I wasn't jumping everywhere. No, I was looking for who the decision makers are. So I said back then, before the whole sales nav, I didn't have the money for sales nav. So what I did was, okay, cool. I go on LinkedIn every day and I start looking for hotels in Lagos State. Where in Lagos State? I was looking for hotels on the mainland and on the island. And not just hotels, I was looking for their F&B managers. And my goal was, okay, every week, try making sure you reach out to 30 with 50 weekly. Rewriting your story is an intentional act. I tell people that making money is an intentional act. If you're not intentional about it, trust me, it's not going to come. I'm not the one to sell, just no. You have to do the hard work. You just have to do the hard work. But you have to do it with focus. You have to be consistent in the right direction. So what did I start doing? I started reaching out to F&B managers. I knew fully well that I didn't need everybody. I needed just one or two. And one or two will recommend me to 3 and 4. So another mistake people make is they are shy to reach out. Nobody cares about you. You're on LinkedIn for business. Do you understand? So when I joined, I started reaching out, sending messages. A lot of people told me no, but a few people told me yes. And that is how I started. And whatever skill set you have, like a tool, this is how you get started. You go on LinkedIn after working on your profile, and you start reaching out to your target audience, not everybody. Now, I'm going to explain something which I found out on LinkedIn. Those people who don't have high likes or high followers or all those stuff, most times actually making more money than those people who are writing content every day. When I was getting over 1 million views on LinkedIn back then, I was broke. I'm serious. I had to really ask myself, what am I here for? There's so much distraction on the platform. All the CEOs, CTOs, CFOs that I've met today on LinkedIn, if they make a post tomorrow, they'll get 1 like. And that's the simple truth. And they don't even care because they are busy. When I was making content every day, it was because I had the time. I don't get work. There was no job. So I was just making content every day. By the time God starts blessing you, you won't even have the time. So you might start posting maybe once a week. And maybe you might just get like 5 likes. Because you are busy building the real thing offline. I don't know if you understand me. So I remember we talked about stage 1. I remember when I sent that to Adele, and I know I'm going to be talking scatteredly sometimes. You need to know how to position yourself on the platform. You need to keep on upskilling. For every skill you learn, think of the business behind that skill. A skill is useless if you don't use it in taking action, but think of how to implement it. A lot of people learn content writing and they expect, okay, like if you tell me I'm learning content writing, first I'll ask you, so what is the business behind it? How do you want to make money out of it? Do you understand? If you want to learn digital marketing, my next question is, how are you making money out of it? Who are your target audience? Does your target audience actually need what you want to bring to the table? Will this skill be important or necessary in the next 3 to 4 years or 5 years? We all know what is going on right now. A lot of skills have evolved and evolved and evolved thanks to AI or not thanks to AI. So whatever you're learning today, will it still be important in the next 3, 4, 5 years? Or will it go extinct? What is in your toolbox? Think of the toolbox as an arsenal where you have, let's say, gun, cutlass, and all of that. They are going for war. Another thing you should know is it's not by how many tools are in your toolbox, but how well can you use those tools? I've seen a lot of people say, I'm a content writer, I'm a graphic designer, I am a this, I am a that, but how well can they even do those skill sets? Someone who knows how to use a cutlass alone will kill someone who has a gun, a cutlass, a knife, but doesn't know how to use them. So first things first, where are you in the wealth ladder? That's the first thing. Number 2, where do you want to go? Where do you want to go? You have to write it down. For me, I knew, okay, before you even start anything, you want to someday say, I have 150, 200 in assets, at least, because that is HNI, right? You need to be able to visualize it. Now, when you think about that, what is in your toolbox to help you achieve it? If you went to school and you come, I'm not saying school is bad, your 9 to 5 is a tool in your toolbox. A lot of people who have 9 to 5 are very lucky. Don't let anybody lie to you to tell you to leave your 9 to 5. It's freaking hard out there, trust me. When I was doing business, I was praying, God, let me even get this 9 to 5. At least it's sure for them. So at the end of the month, they'll collect something. Right? Your 9 to 5 is a tool in your toolbox. Don't leave your 9 to 5, but use it to scale up. I see that on LinkedIn. People who have never gotten jobs telling people to leave their job. That is stupid. You don't leave your job if you want to build wealth. You use your job to scale up to build wealth. It's an advantage you have. It's a tool you have. I don't know if you understand. So,
Yes, I understand.
yeah. So, whenever another thing to chip in is when you go on LinkedIn and you're scrolling through content, don't get deceived by the people that have the most likes. Trust me, most of the time you just copy and paste. The algorithm controls things. The algorithm wants people to talk about a particular thing. I cannot go deep in depth when I want to make a post. It even gets 1 like. That's the simple truth. Those who know most of the time are not even posting. I need you guys to know these things. Right? Those who are too busy posting every day, probably don't even have a job. Because those who have a job or who are building real stuff offline, you won't even have the time to be posting every day. Let us start by removing some things you guys used to think, or that's the simple truth. Right? Now, power and positioning. In a system, you need to stop complaining. I need you to know one thing. Whenever things are bad, some people are winning. Always ask yourself, who are the winners? Who are the losers? Where do I fall into? Before we start going into the practicals, I want to start with, the mindset, making you guys understand how things work. So first things first, I talked about school. School is not bad, but your 9 to 5 job might not get you to where you want to be because that was not the purpose in which it was built. But your 9 to 5, if used well, can be used as a tool with other tools to get to where you want to be. That's one. You need to ask yourself where you are at the moment. Two. Number three, you need to be able to understand who your target audience are. How do you want to use your tool to help them save time, or to help them act faster, or to help them become better? Now, I'm talking about the hierarchy, how the system works, going back to the system. On LinkedIn, for example, let me go back to LinkedIn, which is a practical thing. Who is winning on LinkedIn? Who is losing? And no, that is true. I want to ask this question. If you go on LinkedIn today, who do you think are the winners? Let me start. Who is winning on LinkedIn today? I need answers.
Mr. Y is winning.
No.
My perspective of those winning are those that actually get job offers for that get jobs from LinkedIn. That's my perspective.
Okay. Who else?
I think for me, I would like to understand, when you say winning, are you talking of in terms of who algorithm is favoring, or in terms of
Algorithm, I'm not talking about that. The end goal to why everybody's on LinkedIn is to change their lives, is to make money, right?
okay.
So who are the people winning? I'm not talking about the algorithm, the slaves of the algorithm. No, I'm talking
Okay.
about who are the winners and who are the losers.
Okay, from my perspective, I know that there's this creator hype right now on LinkedIn. So the
Yeah.
people that have that code and getting brand deals, they are winning. And then, people that have also cracked the code of getting jobs, like not just jobs, high paying gigs from LinkedIn, they are also winning as well.
Okay. When I joined LinkedIn, I thought those who were winning were people who were having the highest likes. But then I understood that they were some of the most brokest people I'd ever met in my life. In every system, when something happens to me, I always ask myself, when I read the news, I always ask myself, who is winning, who is losing? I need you guys to write it down. I might forget. A lot of people talking from my head. I didn't prepare for this class. Yeah, so I'm just exactly this is the first time I'm sitting today. I always ask myself, who are the winners? I'm just giving you guys my templates. Who are the winners? Who are the losers? Where do I fall into? I'll explain that. Then I always ask myself, who is the source? Who is the bridge? Are you guys writing? Yes, sir.
Yeah.
I always ask myself those two questions. And those two questions have really guided me in seeing things people don't see. So on LinkedIn today, if I should tell you who the winners are, the number one winners on the platform is the platform itself.
Okay.
You guys come, you guys post, you guys are dying to have likes, you guys are indirectly promoting the platform for free. Burning your data, cracking your head. Hey, Adele made post too. This one did not fly. I made this post, I have to repost it. The platform is winning, for real. Without Adele or without maybe I don't know who the influencers are in Nigeria right now. Some people might not even be on the platform from that particular region, right? It's the same thing with the white crowd. So the platform is winning. Number one. Other people who are winning, back saying, are the C-level executives. They have sales nav. You guys know about Sales Navigator, right? They have sales nav, and they are connecting back saying, hi, my name is Adele. I would love to connect. I see a fellow C-level executive like me. I'd love to connect, and they connect and they do deals offline. They don't necessarily post, right? That is number two of people who are winning on the platform. Yeah, you said those who are, brand deals. But the question is, if these brand deals are not getting to where you want to be, if they're not buying you the financial freedom, then you are as well losing. Because at the end of the day, you're burning that time leverage. You spend more time making so many posts to promote just one brand. At the end of the day, what they pay you minus the amount of data you bought is actually getting you to where you want to be. So you need to actually be among the winners. If I'm not going to be winning with LinkedIn through being LinkedIn itself as a platform, then I have to win through another way. So how do I win through this other way? Right? Then I have to go back then. I have to find out how am I going to sell this product? How am I actually going to reach out and get good jobs? Just like what she said. Because then once you don't have a job, it becomes difficult to scale up. Wealth is built gradually in consistency. But if you're just coming to the platform and you're making posts every day, hoping to get likes, and that's what you're basing yourself on, you're among the losers on the platform. And that's the simple truth. You are running the platform for free. So you need to actually start becoming one of the winners. You need to start getting jobs. And that is the simple truth. I'll give another example with winners and losers so you guys can understand. In the Nigerian economy today, for those in Nigeria, we have businesses are suffering because of the high MPR rates. We'll still get there tomorrow. I'm going to explain that. But what it means is businesses are finding it difficult to get a loan to promote their businesses, right? The purchasing power is very low. So a lot of businesses are crashing, right? Good. It is really, really bad. But you need to ask yourself, who are the winners and who are the losers? So the losers are the business people right now, or probably the people who are complaining. They can't start businesses, they can't get loans because when they try to get loans, the monetary policy rate is very high. And so they pay very high for their loans. They are losing. The workers are losing too, because then when your company cannot, scale up, right? Then they sack you or they don't pay you so well. You're losing. But then there should be winners too, right? So who are the winners? This is the second question I want to ask. I want you guys to be thinking, who do you think are the ones winning right now in the Nigerian system?
Politicians.
Well, I'm talking about legally right now. So what do you think are the ones winning in the Nigerian system at the moment?
I think oil companies.
Nope. So, yeah, no. So I'm going to explain. When businesses can't scale up,
People with connections.
nope, not that. So in a system, the Nigerian system, those who are winning are the investors, those who are in money market, those who are borrowing your government money. Because then when they borrow your government money, your government will pay back, but they won't pay back below the inflation rate.
Oh, okay. I didn't add them because they are not in the country now.
Oh, they're in the country. Oh, wow. They're in the country.
Like they're Nigerians.
Yeah, of course. And that is why this class is very important, because we will still get there.
Interesting.
Do you understand? This class is not just about LinkedIn. If you limit your opportunities to LinkedIn, you'll be broke. LinkedIn is just a social media platform where it's so you need to understand how money works, how to position yourself, how to use LinkedIn as a tool. So in Nigeria today, Nigeria will never break because as much as people are complaining, a lot of people are making money. And if you go to the US system, you need to understand how the US system works if you want to make money. And that's why you find a lot of people jackpot and they're still broke. Because they jackpot, but they don't understand how the system over there works for you to build wealth. That's why you find out someone like Dangote telling you Africa is the best place. Someone like me telling you I will never live elsewhere apart from Africa. I'm not in Nigeria at the moment. I'm in Africa. And it's fun. But initially, I was among the Japa crew. But then when you understand how the system works, then you now know how to position yourself so that you can benefit from the system. But that is far away. Let's go back to LinkedIn. But that's how LinkedIn works. Do you understand? We have the workers that are every day 9 to 5 grinding, making posts, but they can't break out. Then we have those ones that don't grind every day making posts, probably post once a week, and they're cashing out based on how the system of LinkedIn works. The system of LinkedIn goes beyond just making a post and having fancy pictures and fancy profiles. That's what they make you to believe, because LinkedIn has to keep growing. If you guys stop posting today, LinkedIn will crash. Right?
Yeah.
Good. So, how many regions have I given? If you don't understand the system of a place, you can never build wealth in that place. So you need to understand the system of that place. So that is the issue of winners and losers. Now, I talked about bridges and sources. You need to also understand these terms, because we can't go practically if you don't understand all these terms. So I'm starting with the terms. So what are bridges and sources? If you're not a source or a bridge, it becomes difficult to actually capitalize on opportunities. Dangote is a source. Dangote is a bridge. How? Dangote cement, source, bridge is containers. Source, refinery, bridge is containers. Source, you own the farmland. Bridge, you own the trucks. Do you understand? So, are you a source or are you a bridge? You need to find where to plug in, or where do you fall in? So, in our class tomorrow, I want you guys to write this thing down. I'm going to explain more of that. Also, princes and toads. What are princes and toads? Princes and toads are, whenever I see opportunities, I ask myself, is this a prince or a toad? Meaning, is this what is going to make me scale up? Or is this what is going to fail? A lot of businesses today are toads. They are not princes. And most of the time, when you want to invest, you have to invest in princes and not toads. MTN is a prince. Dangote is a prince. Boa Refinery is a prince. So by the time to come and invest in a laundry, and that might be a toad, because it can't get me to where I want to be. It doesn't have history. It can't go in the next, it can't take me to the next 5 years. For LinkedIn and what you are doing, that skill set you have, is it a prince or a toad? You need to ask yourself these questions. A lot of skills that are being promoted on LinkedIn today are just toads, not princes. One of the biggest toads is content writing. Sorry, you guys should not shoot me, but it's just what it is. It used to be a prince sometime in the past, but where we're heading today with AI is a toad. Graphic design is a toad. It's not a prince. I can design any graphics with my phone. If you go to meet any of the top CEOs or CTOs, AI will do that for you. Gemini will do that for you. So that skill set is a tool. You need to get out of your toolbox. You need to make sure that what are the things in your toolbox, or the tools in your toolbox are all princes. So you need to be able to identify opportunities by princes or tools. Do you understand? I'm trying to make you understand the social, and economical hierarchy and things like this. A lot of people don't talk about these things. You need to know who genuinely has the power, who is the middleman. Forget trying to impress people at this stage. A lot of people are trying to impress people, and that's why they're still where they are today. You need to be able to identify real opportunities. So back to my story with my snails. It got to a point in time, I knew that my snails won't take me to my next phase or where I want to be. So I knew that I had to pivot from snail marketing into content writing and the rest back then. The problem a lot of people on LinkedIn make today is they're not willing to pivot. They've been doing content writing for it. I'm not saying content writing is a bad thing, but you need to ask yourself, would this take you to where you want to be? Will this give you the opportunities to take you to where you want to be? Will this give you a good job? I'm aligning these things, and I think today it's not much of practical, but more of story and rewriting your mindset. So my snail farming, then I knew it wasn't going to take me to where I wanted to be. And you can't build wealth if you're not having consistent earning monthly. The problem with content writing is after writing the content for 2 or 3 months, or most skills or some skills, you start looking for another job for the 4th, 5th, 6th months. So what happens to the one you made in 1 to 3 months? But if you want to build wealth, you need to be making money monthly. Stacking up, they call it stacking up. You cannot stack if you don't have anything stable. Do you get where I'm coming from?
Yeah.
You cannot stack up if you don't have anything stable. And that takes me back to people who have 9 to 5. If you have a 9 to 5, that is a good 9 to 5, then maybe you have something coming in every month. They need to understand the whole game of financial lifestyle. The problem is you write a content or you do a skill set and the next 3 months, nothing. And that is a problem. So when I was selling snails, it got to that period when clients were reaching out. It got to that point where I knew fully well that it would take me selling the whole farm for me to make something stable at the end of the month. So I had to ask myself, what is next? What other tool can I put in my toolbox? I have snail, yeah, but then I need another tool in my toolbox. I have this knife, but this knife cannot cut a tree. I need a cutlass. So I went into, content writing, trying to promote, my profile, trying to, get those engagement and all of that. But then again, I realized one thing, it's not still going to take me to where I want to be. So I started looking for a real job. And in looking for a real job, that's when I pushed fully into AI. Okay, into AI. And from AI, I think that's where everything blew up. I've worked with Zoom, I think I've worked with almost everybody I had in my dream. But I wouldn't have gotten where I was or where I am today if I was focused on snail farming. So in building wealth, you need to know that it's a journey, not a destination. You need to be flexible. So everybody right here, look at your skill set, look at the tool you have in your toolbox, and ask yourself, be real, be truthful to yourself. Will this tool, does it have what it takes to get me to where I want to be? This tool, has it rusted, or has it taken me to where I am now, but then I don't think it's going to take me to the next phase? You need to ask yourself these questions. I have a lot of OGs, a lot of my friends who today that's in content writing. They refuse to, scale up. Another thing you need to know is the core idea of access. Access is power. And how you position yourself, where the opportunities are how you get access. Your visibility is a valuable investment. So when I was getting the high engagement, I knew that I had to start taking up a retirement plan. It's like music. We had an era of P-Square and the rest. You cannot sing forever. You cannot play football forever. So what is your retirement plan on LinkedIn? Do you understand? So I knew that I was getting so much engagement, but I started thinking of my retirement plan. It's not going to be like this forever. I will get tired. I will get weak. How can I how can I get access into those who can help me change my life? And I went back and I sat down. I think we're covering 3 stages today, Adele, right? The third one is systems of money and influence, right? Then, yeah. So as we are getting your likes today, guys. You are getting your followers, you're getting your engagement. It's not going to be forever. You'll get tired someday. The algorithm can change. The algorithm keeps changing. It has changed over 1,000,000 times since I joined that platform. Now you're getting your engagement. How can you use it to build access? That's the next question to ask yourself. Real access. I'm not talking about selling brand or writing for one brand that they pay 50K. I don't know how much they're paying now. I'm talking about giving you something stable, something that can feed your family, something that can help you build assets, something that can, take you from where you are into something else, something that can give you purpose in life. How do you use your visibility to do that? And in doing that, it's not just about posting. How are you connecting with people that will change your life? How are you connecting with the right set of people, with the right minds? How are you connecting with the right CEOs? I'm guessing by now you have the right tools, because when you reach out to me and tell me you want to connect with me, then you need to tell me how you can use your tool to help me achieve my dreams. Or how are you going to use your tool to help me save time? How are you going to use your tool to help me, work faster? How are you going to use your tool to help me save money? You need to start using your visibility right now, whatever it is, to start thinking of how you use it to buy assets. And that's the simple truth. So back to my story. When I was selling snails, I don't want to mention names, but there was this man I used to really admire on LinkedIn. He was one of the top people, right? But all I had was snails. And I remember reaching out to him with my snails and telling him how I could use my snails to teach him, telling him how he have a snail garden. Because I went to study about him. I knew he loved nature. How I can use my snails to, teach him how to create a pen or build a pen in his house. He could have snails, buying them from the market, and I was going to do it for free. Because then I was thinking how I'm going to get access with him. I didn't go to sell snails to him for him to eat. I knew this one is an opportunity. It should be different. At the end of the day, this man actually introduced me to his mom, and I taught her how to build a pen. Till today, we've done things together. That's access. Now, access is using my profile to reaching out to CTOs and CEOs and telling them, after looking at their profile, telling them, oh, this is how I can help you. This is how I can do this. This is how I can do that. Beyond just posting and being consistent with it. All I needed was one. That's access. I don't want you guys to just focus on just posting every day and just waiting for a miracle to happen or for someone to reach out to you. That shit doesn't work anymore. And even if it does, it's 1 out of 100. You need to start reaching out to the right people. Now, another mistake people make again is your target audience. Can your target audience pay you? That's another question. I remember when I started on LinkedIn, I had a lot of people from this part of the world, and we all know how it is with this part of the world. And where I was headed, I knew the people from this part of the world would not take me there. So I had to sacrifice by switching into the United States, because I knew that, oh, okay, if I get a good job or get a good opportunity, if they pay me a few dollars and I change it, it's going to be better for me. These people can take me to where I want to be if I can give them that time. If I spend 3 hours with them, it's better than spending 6 hours back home. So, can your target audience get you where you want to be? You need to ask yourself these questions. You know, can your target audience get you to where you want to be? For all the content writing you're writing, for everything you're doing, for the graphic design you're doing, who is your target audience? Do they have what it takes when they pay you after that time spent to take you to where you want to be? That is the next question you need to ask yourself. Because if they can't, then trust me, you just keep going around circles. Stage 3 is systems of money and influence. Hard work alone won't get you there. You need to build a system. You need to build a system that works. So even when you are sleeping, it's working. This is how the money comes in, this is how the money goes, and this is how the money. You need to build a system. And in building systems, we talk about learning how to invest strategically, how to manage your money in a volatile economy, building relationships, relationship equity. How you build relationships determine how you build wealth on and off LinkedIn. Who are in your circle? The people you spend time with the most, can they get you to where you want to be? They call this relationship equity. It's a long-term asset. I don't have many friends, I have just a few. But those few are people who I admire. Those few are people who are doing things. Those few are people who make me feel I'm not doing anything. So who are your friends? Who are the people when you pick up your phone or your diary or whatever you store your contacts? Who are the people there? Who do you spend most of your time with? Are you in high value communities? Or are you in places whereby you're better than everybody? Because in life, you need to move from earning income to building structures that protect and multiply your wealth and influence over time. These are the things you need to know about money. LinkedIn is just a tool. If you spend all your time on LinkedIn just posting and hoping from LinkedIn, just like that, then you're not going to get to where you want to be. You need to understand how money works. I once told someone, when you get a job, don't increase your lifestyle yet. I always told, I always prayed, my prayer point to God back then was, I was always telling God, if I just get one good job like this, I'll never be broke again. Because if I can just get my first 1 million, I will never go beyond 1 million again. And when I got my first gig, for the first 1 year, guys, trust me, I didn't spend it on shit. I didn't change my lifestyle because I knew that I had to stack up. Opportunities don't come all the time, and it's getting. When I see people beyond, when I see people, especially Gen Zs or people, behind me, I always pray for them because unlike what they tell us, opportunities are everywhere. No, they're not everywhere. Opportunities are limited. So when you grab one opportunity, you have to squeeze and suck out of it. So if you get a job today, it's not the time for you to start spending money anyhow. No. You need to build. You need to have a target. So these are a lot of things you need to know. That LinkedIn doesn't end on LinkedIn alone. LinkedIn is just a tool. So you have a skill set first. Good for you. What are you using that skill set to do? Get a good job first. Use it to get a good client. You need stability. Every month you need something coming in. Tomorrow I'm going to teach you guys how to invest your money, how to rewire all of that, how to build all of that. But then, if you don't have something coming in, how do you even play the money game? You need to have something coming in. You need to be truthful to yourself. And in having something coming in, you need to have a skill. And in having that skill and reaching out to people, you need to reach out to people, not saying, I need a job. No. But telling them how you can use your skill to help them. If you tell me you need a job, I don't have a job. But if you tell me today that, oh, bros or boss, how far? I see you spend 8 a.m. to 3 a.m. every day working hard. What are the things you have that takes most of your time that are not very important? Let me handle this for you. Do you see the difference? Because we're living in a capitalist world, so you need to think like a capitalist. Nobody doesn't want to give you a job or doesn't going to dash you money. But I'm going to give you money to help me do something. Today I have a gardener. Why do I have a gardener? Because the truth is, I love nature. I do this in my status sometimes, and I don't have the time. But someone reached out to me and said, "Oh, boss, how far? Align with me. I love nature. Oh, I love this. Oh, I love the house. Oh, I love that tree. Oh, I love this. You can plant this thing there." And I'm like, "Oh, you know that it brings blue flowers apart from pink flowers. Oh, wow. So, guy, can you help me do it?" That's what I do now. I'm a horticulturist. Let me show you pictures. Sharp, sharp. I'm like, guy, I have to pay you. Come and put this in my compound. Are you seeing the difference? Now, thinking like a capitalist is knowing fully well that nobody likes to lose money. Nobody likes money living, you know. But then you can get money from them. How? Sell them value. But first of all, what is that value that you want to sell to them? Is it a value that can never be denied? Positioning is another thing I'll talk about. On LinkedIn, everybody's talking about content writing. But what is that thing no one is talking about? How do you stand out? You need to think of a skill that the barrier to entry is very low. If you have a skill that the barrier to entry is high, for those who know about Porter 5 system, then the problem becomes saturated. So that's why you find that you're a content writer, you're writing content every day. You're not the only one writing, everybody's writing content. It kills the value of that particular skill set. So you need to find a skill that has a low barrier entry. Thank God for YouTube today. There are a lot of skill sets like that you can think of and start learning. You need to build that habit of consistent learning. The way you were marketing 5 years ago is not the way you're marketing today. Tomorrow, I'm going to teach you guys about how to use Sales Navigator, LinkedIn Sales Navigator, right? Who has LinkedIn Sales Navigator here before I even go forward? Okay. Oh, Bola, you have it, right? Oh, cool. Now,
Sorry, I didn't hear the last thing you asked. Sorry.
who knows how to use a LinkedIn Sales Navigator here? Or have you heard about the LinkedIn Sales?
Come across it a couple times, but I don't.
Oh, okay, cool. Tomorrow we'll talk about that. But what I'm trying to say in essence is today I'm just trying to rewire you guys' mindsets. If I'm to summarize, I talked about school. School is good, but what school was made for. I talked about skill sets. I talked about learning how to use the winners, losers question. Who is winning? Who is losing? On YouTube, who is winning? Who is losing? In the economy today, who is winning? Who is losing? Then where do I fall into? Where am I on this table? I talked about the source and the bridge. If I'm not the source and I'm not the bridge, then who am I? Where do I fall into? Okay. I talk about your toolbox. You are going for war, or you are going to a forest, or you're going to a farm, you are going to a garden. What are the skills in your toolbox? If you don't have skills in your toolbox that are like tools, then you cannot follow that tree, right? So what are the skills in your toolbox? I talked about your target audience. Can your target audience get you to where you want to be? I'm trying to say some recap of things I've said before you guys start throwing questions at me, right? Your target audience. I also talked about relationship. I talked about access, relationship equity. Who are the people in your circle? Are the people in your circle the people that can take you to where you want to be? I talked about where you are on the table, and I talked about that. Where are you at the moment on the table? I talked about the fact that LinkedIn goes beyond just posting. If you are posting all the time alone, you are one of the losers on the platform. You're just marketing the platform for free. What else I talk about for those who are writing from my head? I've talked about it, right? Yeah, and I don't want to this what's the time now? Wow. Okay. 2023. So I've talked about some of these things. Do I have any questions at the moment? Shoot.
Okay, guys. Thank you so much, Mr. Tower. So, guys, if you have a question, you can leave in the chat or you can raise your hand, and then we can grant you to unmute your mic so you can ask questions. Of course, I have a ton of questions on my end.
True.
Yeah, let's hear from you guys. Does anyone have a question? You can raise your hand. Everybody understood? Everybody was clear? Okay, I see something in the chat. No questions from my end. All right. Seems we have a very bright audience. So I'm the class question person. Okay.
Yeah, sure.
So in terms of, I know you've talked about, winning, the guys that are winning and the guys that are on the platform, right? And you've mentioned, over and over again how we shouldn't just post, we should always reach out. So I know I've asked this question before. I'm just bringing it to this class as well. What are the ways you reach out to these people? You've mentioned, you reach out to 30 to 50 decision makers. So you send out these DMs. How do you arrange it? How do you track, the people you're reaching out to, and what do you say to them? Because it's a brutal game. I don't know if people here have sent messages on LinkedIn, like you get ignored. Some people just give you 2 seconds, and literally, I had my first LinkedIn block like last 2 weeks. So, like, what are these, strategies and templates that you use? I'm just trying to make it as practical as possible so that it's easy for us to also track our progress in the next 90 days for this.
Okay, that's a good question. You see, LinkedIn becomes easy for you when you start thinking it in the way the offline game works. Online is just offline in the online world. Let me put it that way, right? When I reach out to people on LinkedIn, I up my, should I say, my dating tricky game. My dating tricky game. So what do I do? I'm looking at a practical example beyond snails. Okay, so let me say I have what do I want to sell right now? What do I want to sell right now? Okay, I have a product to sell. Okay, I don't know, for those who are business beyond snails, I have a product to sell. And maybe the product is a tech product. It helps to transcribe speech, let's say speech analytics. That's what, when you make calls, it transcribes the call, and people can actually, maybe as I'm talking to you at daily, it's just transcribing, right? I want to sell that product. Good. Now, in my head, I've built that product. And first things first, is it an irresistible product? Yes or no? I think about it, meaning you can't sell a bad product. That's the simple truth. So you have to start with having a good product. So now I need an irresistible product. What does that product do? That product helps maybe, okay, let me go back to gym. I think, yeah, you go to the gym a lot, I did it. So let me use something that is practical for you. Good. Adele, I have a gym where I want to sell to you,
Okay.
right? You own a, you own a gym, maybe should I say gym, you have it somewhere, and I have a gym where I want to sell. And this gym where are for, let's say, the big sized people, and I want to sell this gym wear to you. So I reach out to you. First things first, Adele, oh, Adele, I want to help your gym members of social size feel better in their body. I just don't come myself to say the gym's way to you. That's the mistake people make. I want to help them feel better in their body. When they wear it, look at the shape. And they see it and what it makes sense, right? Cool.
Mhm.
Then you tell me it's nice, I go on LinkedIn. Then when I go on LinkedIn, I want to send it to, let's say, the CEOs in LinkedIn. For me, I don't go to the guys or old men, People forget that you connect more with the kind of people.
Hmm.
Do you understand? You connect more with the kind of people, even offline. I won't just see one old man, sorry to say, I gotta start selling the gym wear to him. I'd rather see a chick. I'm like, this chick would make sense. I look at myself. I haven't said I tried and I'll go and try to sell it to her. Right? Exactly. So most of the time, when I go on LinkedIn, the first things first, I check out the profile. They're what they call gatekeepers, though. Gatekeepers are, if, for example, there's a salesperson in that gym, I won't want to sell to the salesperson because then if I sell to the salesperson or there's somebody that does clothes in the gym, I want to sell to the person because that person is a gatekeeper. People make that mistakes. In every company, there are gatekeepers, meaning if you go to sell to those people tarnish the opportunity. Why? Because you want to take job away from them. If they come and meet you day tomorrow that, oh, someone reached out to me to sell gym wear that helps our ladies feel good. What do you think will happen? You might bring me in and replace them now. So those are called
Oh.
gatekeepers, right? Cool.
Mhm.
So first things first is my product is good. Number two, who are the gatekeepers in this company? So I try to make sure I avoid them. You just don't reach out to anybody. That's the people don't reach out to anybody because they want to sell. You just don't reach out to anybody because you want to sell. You need to find out who are the gatekeepers. And
So
most
how do we identify those gatekeepers now?
good. Most times the salespeople, I'm looking for the best example, the salespeople are the gatekeepers most times. So if I'm selling this phone, I want to sell this phone to you, and I'm coming to your company, or if I repair phones and I'm coming to your company to tell you I want to repair phones, I won't go and meet the engineers in the company to tell them I want to repair phones in your company. Because those engineers would actually stop me from coming in because they want to keep their jobs. So who
Yeah.
do I reach out to? I'll find ways to bypass the engineers and get to those who are higher than the engineers, maybe the CEO. Those are the guys, understand, that can now write a letter and tell me, okay, go to so department and meet so person. But if I go and meet the engineers, what happened? They will collect it and they will suppress it. I don't know if you understand where I'm coming from.
Yeah, that's fair.
So in every company, there are gatekeepers. I remember 2 months ago, 3 months ago, there were these guys, they built this tech product in healthcare, right? And they've been trying so hard to reach out to people on LinkedIn. And the problem they were making was they were reaching out to the salespeople. You don't reach out to the salespeople when you want to sell a health product. That's the problem. You have to find a way to bypass. So the CEOs, the CTOs, the decision makers, those are the decision makers. So you need to ask yourself, who are the gatekeepers? Who are the decision makers? Do you understand? Now,
Yeah.
that is one thing. Now, the next thing is, if I reach out to, I want, if you are in the company, Adele, and there's another lady in the company, I would rather reach out to the lady, not you.
That's fair.
Do you understand? I'd rather reach out to the lady, not you. And before I reach out to the lady, I'll check out her profile. See, people work with friends. People buy from friends. People buy with feelings. Do you understand? People just don't buy products. Nah. People buy the feeling behind the products. Adele, if I want to sell something to you, I feel not reach out to you. I might just go, who is Adele's wife? Oh, this is how she looks like. Who can I send that looks like her? Not to scatter anything, no. But let her do the marketing for me and reach out. And Adele, at the end of the day, you see her as a friend and you want to help. But then at the end of the day, we've penetrated. People forget that we're living in a capitalist world. Right? So when I reach out on LinkedIn, you only need one person to change your life. In my life, I've only worked with women. Women changed my life, and that's why I always respect them. My wife, my boss, my clients, all women. A certain kind of women. I don't know if you understand.
Yeah.
So tomorrow I want to sell something. I'm not going to be reaching out to guys. I'm going to be reaching out to ladies, age brackets, ladies that I can connect with. And we start. Susan, or let me use which name? Okay, Annie. Okay, Annie. I noticed you are maybe, I don't know, maybe her profile. I noticed you are this. I would love to connect if you are open to it. Because, I noticed you are this, just like me. I would love to connect if you're open to it. Annie will check my profile. I'll probably say, oh, okay, this guy might be someone I want to connect with. Check out my profile, right? And we connect and we go from there. Always remember, nobody wants to spend money. People want something from you. So you are going in with, you can get this from me. If you are going with, hello, sir, good afternoon, sir. I'm reaching out to you because I want to tell that, or I want a job. Nobody will connect with you. But if you reach out to me, for example, and hello, I noticed you are into this, or I noticed you talked about a previous post that I made, right? I would love to connect and we'll talk more about it. And I look at your profile, and you're a chick or you're a babe. Then a guy send me that. Who will I accept? Let's call it. I will accept the chick now, for real. I don't know if you understand. First stage. Yeah. So imagine doing that with this concept for like, let's say 20 people. At least, as bad as it is, if it's that bad, 5, 7, 8 would definitely accept that connection request. Your profiles match, your spirits connect. They are not gatekeepers, meaning they checked your profile. And if I connect with you, it's like, I'll give you an example, Adele. You are a virtual assistant working for a big company, and a virtual assistant sends you a connection request. See that smile. You want to protect your, exactly, like, do you understand? Or you're a virtual assistant, Adele, and you are using your boss's profile to reply comments on LinkedIn. And you see a virtual assistant on LinkedIn that talked about how to do the job well. You use your boss profile to comment and to like. Think about it now, Adele. Are you understanding? Yeah. So you see that all of us are all what? Gatekeepers.
Gatekeepers in this way.
Do you understand? Good. So gatekeepers, decision makers, always know those two. Your profile, does it match with this person? Does it connect? Do we admire ourselves? Can we be friends? Do you think something might happen? Do you understand?
Mm-hmm.
Do you think this person want to have a meeting with me and even check me out and become friends? Remember, you're connecting people on LinkedIn, not just to work, but to build relationships, right?
Yeah.
And for everybody listening here, I always say it, for those that don't know, I met my wife on LinkedIn, and that's how we start. And today we built, I met my wife on LinkedIn. So just like that, so, always have it in your head that it only takes one person. You don't need everybody. One person will change your life on LinkedIn, just one. So target the kind of people that you just don't want to work with, but it'll be easy for you to work with. It should be fun. So if you have this mindset, you find out that you start getting more replies. I don't know if you understand.
Mm-hmm.
Good.
I think that answered my question.
Okay. Any other question?
Does anyone have a question for our speaker? Okay, I think no other questions for tonight. What I'm gonna do is, based off what has been taught today, we're gonna be building a template for the next 90 days, and I'm sure it's been very practical. I have some of the key points that have been shared tonight, and I'll be putting it in the worksheet as well. So, Mr. Wa, I'll share with you just to look at it in case you want to add a few things. And yeah, I'm so excited for tomorrow as we go into more practical ways, we can achieve our goals. Like I said in the beginning, a lot of people want to know how to attract more leads on their LinkedIn. A lot of people want to ultimately get jobs, and a lot of people ultimately want to sell, products on LinkedIn. So thank you so much for tonight's class, and we'll do this again, guys, same time tomorrow. Don't miss. So I don't know, Mr. Awa, you can say something to the class before we can end for tonight.
Okay. So today's class was all about the mindset. Like I said before, if you don't have the right mindset, nothing is going to work. And for me, it's also started with changing my mindset, like I said before, by trying to unlearn what I was taught and start learning, something new. If your goal is to build wealth, then you need to understand how the financial game works, which is financial management. Like Adele said, tomorrow we're going to talk about how to build a money system, talk about strategic wealth positioning. We'll talk about, investments, how to build systems around investments. We talk about, like you said, how to get jobs, how to get leads. So tomorrow will be more practical. Some of the terms I talked about today, I talked about sales nav. I don't know. You guys said you've not LinkedIn sales nav. You guys said you've never heard or you guys don't have it. I'm gonna tell you.
I don't have it.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you why it is necessary and how it works and how you can do without it. I'm gonna talk to you about stealth wealth. For those who doesn't know about stealth wealth, I believe so much in stealth wealth. So tomorrow will be from salary to strategy and everything business, the algorithm of pain, people prosperity, connecting access, and the silent power principle. So, and I hope tomorrow I'll actually be way more settled. I should be back home tomorrow. I'm always, but tomorrow I should be home. Yeah, and I would love it to be more of an interactive class. I'll be asking you guys lots of questions, loads of questions, not like now, right? And hopefully, the goal is by the beginning of next year, you guys already get started and actually build something realistic beyond LinkedIn. You can see today I didn't talk about just LinkedIn, the whole LinkedIn of me. I want you guys to see that LinkedIn is a tool and you have to go beyond that. So that'll be tomorrow.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Awa, for this class. Thank you guys for everyone that has joined this class. Someone said someone didn't understand why LinkedIn didn't work out for me. All right.
Yeah,
So
if I should answer that, do you want to answer that quickly?
yeah, you
Or
can.
okay. So the reason why most LinkedIn courses don't work is because most of the time the people who do those courses need you to pay for those courses for them to keep things going, number one. Number two, it's also because LinkedIn courses are just strict to LinkedIn and they don't connect outward. Number three is nobody talks about the business behind not just LinkedIn. I'm not on LinkedIn anymore like before, right? And the reason was because I knew I couldn't be doing that on LinkedIn all the time. I knew I need to understand things. I knew how to have investments. I knew I had to have assets. Adele asked me, those who are investing in Nigeria, are they in Nigeria? I am in Nigeria. Those who are borrowing the government money, are they in Nigeria? I am in Nigeria. I need you guys to go beyond what you guys read online. I'm not saying Nigeria is not hard, but I'm trying to tell you that there's so much distraction on social media. There's so much distraction on social media, and it's because they don't want you to know. So I wanted to have investments. I wanted to build assets. I wanted to build real wealth, not LinkedIn. I didn't want to be a content creator. I didn't want to be known as a content creator. Today, I work with Optivity now because, yes, LinkedIn helped me get that. But what made me keep the job wasn't just LinkedIn. What made me have access to it wasn't just LinkedIn. What made me know about monetary policy rates wasn't just LinkedIn. What made me know today stocks was just LinkedIn. What made me know today how the system works wasn't just LinkedIn. What made me know about inflation and how to reposition yourself wasn't LinkedIn. All these things are courses of LinkedIn. Unless if you want me to come tomorrow and talk about LinkedIn. But if you really want to build wealth, then you need to talk about strategy. You need to talk about how to build systems. You need to talk about trust. You need to talk about money markets, commercial papers, talking about, these are the things you need to know. Then LinkedIn just becomes a tool to help you get a job or get something. And from there, these are what would make you break out and become financially free. So I don't want you guys to ever see this as another LinkedIn course. No. This is how to build real wealth, to feed your family, to do real stuff. So someday retire from the platform and you don't have to post the platform again if you don't want to, unless if you want to. So this is a life-changing class. I think when Ade spoke with me, and not just LinkedIn. Most LinkedIn courses are probably LinkedIn content creators, how to get likes, how to get followers. This is real shit. And that's why I said, get a job. So I think I'm able to answer that particular question too.
Yeah, very much. I think Chola, you raising your hand up?
Yes, I am. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can.
All right. Thank you so much for the explanation. Actually, I've taken so much courses on LinkedIn and it wasn't really clicking with what I wanted to do, especially on the long term, and I wasn't understanding why. And it wasn't just about the metrics, especially because I'm into healthcare and my target audience is not necessarily on LinkedIn in terms of the people I want to serve. And in that line, I also have a question like, how do you make income from an area that doesn't naturally generate much money? Because I'm a midwife. It means that my target area is midwifery, and if I want, for example, to become like a thought leader in that specific sphere, it means I need to get myself involved into a lot of non-profit activity, and that doesn't necessarily requires me to have like income generating plan, more of an impact. Yes, impact generating plan. I can put it that way. So for me, how can I actually use the platform for better?
Okay, I have a few questions to ask you, Teres. Okay, Chwala. Yeah. The first question I need to ask you is, why do you think you can make income from being a midwife?
Because I don't feel like is the right thing to do. Like honestly, I'm in the hospital. Like I see my target audience. Like they're not always happy to give out the money. Like if it's possible that they shouldn't give out the money they want. So I feel guilty. Like yeah. So I think that's why.
What is your long-term goal beyond the midwife? What is your long-term goal? Like in the next 5, 6 years, where do you see yourself, financially?
Well, I don't have an answer to that question.
Good. Okay, I need you to know what, Chowala, like when I started this class, that's why I talked about mindset. I talked about number one, throwing yourself 5, 6 years from now and knowing how much. I talked about, classes of wealth. So Chowala, let me say, you want to be so amounts richer, like let's say 100 million naira richer, 50 million naira richer, 30 million naira richer, whatever it is richer. That should be the first step. Then you now start working back. What you are doing today will it get you there? That is the thing. I talked about being real with these things. Now, if it's not going to get you there, you now need to ask yourself, how bad do you want it? Becoming financially free is an intentional act. It takes lots of sacrifices, discipline, consistency, leverage, which is time. So you need to ask yourself, what I'm doing now, can it get me there? Now you said what you're doing won't get you there, right? And I asked you, why can't it get you there? You need to ask yourself this question. Is it that you need to reposition yourself? Is it that is your environment that you live in? Would you have been doing it in a different environment for you to have made, more money? Are there people who are actually, succeeding in what you are doing, who are where you are at the moment, or who are where you want to be at the moment with doing what you are doing? You need to take a pen and paper and write and answer these questions. As you are doing that, you'll be getting more clarity. And then if you cannot make money from what you are doing, you don't necessarily need to leave healthcare. What other thing in healthcare can get me to where I want to be? I don't know if you understand. And truthfully, I'll give you an example. I got my breakthrough from LinkedIn. So without LinkedIn, I'll be where I'm today. But the sector I am in right now, which is the contact center industry in the United States, the funniest thing, most of the decision makers are not even on LinkedIn. That's just the simple truth. Most of them are not on LinkedIn. But then, how can I make more money? So what I started doing was, they're not on LinkedIn. So I need to boost my profile so well and stand out. How do I stand out? If my profile is that strong, so then don't have strong profiles, I'll use it to be connected with them. Do you understand? Now, it's all, like I said, it all starts with going back to where you want to be in 3, 4, 5 years financially. If you don't have that, then you have clarity yet on where you want to head to. So please, today, when you go back, really sit down, ask yourself, I want to be financially free, right? How much do I need to have to be financially free? What kind of life do I want to be living? How will this affect those around me? How will this affect me? Will it make me happier? If I'm in my next 5 years, when I look back, will I be proud of myself? What the hell will it get me there? If it's not going to get you there, then we need to work on that. It's just the simple truth.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. I hope I've been able to answer your question so well.
You've given me direction to an answer, I think I'll be the one to do the work actually, because I had that issue of clarity. Like it's something I've been struggling a lot with.
Yeah, yeah. It happens. If you don't have it, then you can't get anywhere. So you need to take your time to actually ask yourself this question. Self-awareness, self-communication, you need it. And it will guide you.
Thank you so much, sir.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Okay,
Yeah.
that was very insightful. I don't know if anyone else has a question. Otherwise, we can call it a night for the first class. This was really mind-blowing, a lot to take in. I'm still gonna, on my own end, spend time to look at it and just build a framework around it. Because I have some of my mentees are here as well, and we are looking at practical ways we can scale what we're doing, because I believe that we all want to build wealth, and who better than Mr. Wa that has done it and has built a system to create wealth repeatedly. So thank you so much, sir, and we'll be looking forward to the class tomorrow as well.
Yeah, sure. And I promise to make it deeper. And I'll need people to ask me questions tomorrow. I need everyone to be talking tomorrow. I need an active class. I need
Yes,
to be on
everyone.
the I was expecting grrr.
You
Yeah.
shocked us. You shocked us. So we still have to process. We still have to process the information you gave, especially when you're talking about the Nigerian system. I know there are still questions that I'm going to ask you even after the
No,
class.
feel
So
free. Feel free. At least I've told you guys that there are still people making it real time, big time. Don't let them deceive you legally, okay? So, yeah.
okay. So thank you so much, everyone, for joining this class. Thank you again, Mr. Wa.
Yeah, you're
We'll
welcome.
meet again tomorrow.
Yeah.
Good night, everyone.
Yeah, good night.
Good night.